What's good? It's your boy DRG doing another episode of the vlogs. Was gonna do a little something different. Kind of got inspired by another vlogger, I guess. And what he was doing was he was doing reactions, or he was giving his feedback to artists, not artists, but people that he's worked with. Just a quick pros and cons, and I'm like, you know what? I feel like I've worked with enough artists, and you know what I mean, throughout my career, or whatever, where I feel like I could kind of give that opinion. So I'm gonna just quickly go through some artists, and I'm gonna just make sure that I make it clear. Once again, this is my opinion only. You know what I mean? This is my experience, my opinion. So just making that clear. In case any of those other artists end up watching it, or seeing my reaction, or my my feedback, essentially. So recently, me, the 208 natives, Dogface, Dino, we worked with Conejo. That experience was amazing. You know what I mean? OG Conejo. We did a music video with him in Hollywood Hills in California. I mean, he pulled up on time. Um, the whole experience was really good. We as soon as we shot him the beat, we got it back pretty quickly. You know what I mean? So someone who's serious about his craft, and I think as soon as he even sent the verse, he wanted some changes done on his end, and we make sure we got it. You know what I mean? So he's very serious about his craft. Definitely respected in the Chicano Latino, rap scene. So much love, appreciate. You know what I mean? If you look him up, nothing but a solid person. So much love to the homie Conejo. Appreciate you. Big blessings on my end, and you know what I mean. Doing that track with him and the 208 natives. And then there was also LA Icon, which if you look through LA Icon's history, he's been shooting a lot of music videos for like Brownside, and a lot of artists out in LA, California area. LA Icon. So he was pretty cool in person. But the only downside I would say quickly was just it took, I want to say, like 2 or 3 months extra to get the music video back, the one that we recently released. So for a long time, we were sitting there talking about, oh, we're gonna release the music video soon. It'll come out soon. It'll come out soon. And then we didn't get nothing back, and it was every other week, every other day, almost. Hey, I'm gonna shoot it. I'm gonna shoot it. And then to a point where we finally came to an agreement. You know what? Regardless, we're gonna release the song on Valentine's Day. And I think I even kind of reached out to him. You know what I mean? I was like, hey, bro, like we're gonna be releasing the song. I don't know what's up with the video, but like, you know what I mean? So I think that sparked the last. You know what I mean? That sparked like, oh, I got to get it done. So we did ended up getting it in the end. We didn't really settle for any other edits or changes, so we just kind of left it as it is what it is. You know what I mean? At least on the video. So it was cool to work with him. And like I said, it was a good experience, because if you know podcasting and videography, like he's popping right now. And if you watch the food community and things like that, his wife's, I know she has a podcast, Indicted TV or something like that. But so he's a busy man. I get it, but it's just one of those things. Like if you're busy, or you don't have the time for it, let us know, instead of saying, this, oh, I'm gonna get it to you guys. I'm gonna get it to you. I'll have it done today. I'll have it done next week. I'll have it done. That kind of stuff. It just gets old, and then it kind of ruins how you see certain people. But anyways, yeah, LA Icon. That was another recent one. Another one that I can think of, the homie Mr. Capone. Mr. Capone, from the years of 2013, I want to say up till about 2018, 17, we were working closely with him. You know what I mean? He gave us a lot of opportunity. Um, he gave me like 3 features. You know what I mean? When he helped us get an opportunity to perform in California, I think that was 2016. We got to do My Click recorded in Hollywood together in person. It was cool to see that process. You know what I mean? Hella humble. I remember he even picked me up. And like we just kicked it, we kicked it at a hookah bar the rest of the night and shit, and it was just a good time. So we, what I mean, shout out to Mr. Capone. I would say, and I got to create new fans because of him. I got to meet a lot of you in New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, Idaho, Utah. You know what I mean? So, and I got introduced to all these other promoters, and then I learned to build a relationship and stay up to date with them. You know what I mean? Because of him, there was a lot of connections made, and one other things, other side opportunities that weren't associated with High Power or Mr. Capone came up. You know what I mean? We were able to do our own thing as well. So, shout out to the homie. Appreciate everything. You know what I mean? Nothing but love and respect. Um, I would say, yeah, he's definitely a businessman. Definitely a businessman. And then who else we got? We got Mr. Sancho. Mr. Sancho, definitely OG, low profile. If you remember, I remember listening to their music when I was a youngster and my middle school years for me. Um, we've only done a song together. We haven't done any other business, but even then, like if I were to write him on Instagram or whatever, he would definitely respond and give me some whatever, some a response pretty much. So he's not one of those stuck up artists or whatever. Definitely always show love. Got a banger. Something about you. Um, yeah, audio. Everything worked out pretty clean. So nothing but good things to say about the homie. Shout out to Mr. Sancho, aka Estilo. So I think Estilo 619, I think is his new name. So shout out to the homie, Mr. Sancho. Um, we also have the homie Brown Boy. Brown Boy. That was a pretty cool opportunity. Shout out to the homie Brownie at GMF Studios, I believe. He found where the show was going to be. We had a cool conversation. We already kind of chopped it up before. We talked about doing a feature, and I brought him to the homie JQ's house. So shout out to the homie JQ as well. Hella humble. He actually gave me some games, some knowledge, music on the music. You know what I mean? He was talking about international moves, international money. You know what I mean? So that was cool to hear, and yeah, appreciate the experience with that. The only downside I would say, or at least in my opinion, was just that after we did all the business and released the song, I really didn't see a lot of put like how do you say it? I didn't see a lot of networking going on. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't a lot of sharing going on. It was just I would tag him, but he would like it. He wouldn't really comment or show love. But like I said, it's not really that it's expected, but it's one of those things. Me personally, as an artist, it's where like I invested in you, and for you to just simply just share it, it's gonna help me grow, right? Like that's what I feel like you're investing in as well, is to let your fan base know about what we did together. So I didn't see, maybe once, that was probably it. But thankfully, the ladies came through, they caught on to the song, it took off, and it's been doing its thing. It's probably in my top, I know it's in my top 5 songs, with along with the one with Mr. Sancho. Same thing. Didn't see the homie Mr. Sancho really, share it. Every now and then I'll tag him, he'll repost it. But yeah, I would say with the homie Brown Boy, I've seen it all in like once. So, a little downside there, but everything else was smooth. Got to chop it up with him in person. Seen him a couple times in person in Idaho and Utah. So much love to the homie Brown Boy. But I know music, is kind of a side thing for him nowadays. Um, and then who else we got? Little Cuete. Little Cuete was someone, I definitely looked up to as a youngster growing up. Chicano rap. Um, I would say the business was very, very smooth. You know what I mean? Hollered at him for a feature. I think 2 features I got back from him, and he got it back pretty quickly. Within like a couple day turnaround. So that was pretty smooth. I would say one of the things, unfortunately, nowadays though, is I probably wouldn't work with him ever again. Just from current events, if what's kind of going on. It's just one of those things. I personally wouldn't get wrapped up in it, and you know, um, yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things, though. So I appreciate the opportunity. appreciate, everything that, as far as like the music business and, things like that, able to put that name on the song as well. But would I ever do business again or do anything around that individual? Probably not. You know what I mean? Just because I personally, I don't mess with drama. I don't, confine into it, and you know what I mean. So I definitely wouldn't work around it again. And then who else we got? We got Baby Gas out of Oakland, California. Shout out to Baby Gas. He's definitely an artist that's still blowing up right now. Um, how I seen him was the homie Ill Drew. What is that? Got that 30 on me, I think it was called. I know that's like his viral song that got millions of views in the beginning for him. So yeah, I tapped in. He actually did me a solid. He was doing some kind of giveaway or something. I took a chance. I don't remember what I had to do, but I think it was just a random situation. I think it was one of those like, hey, comment if you're down for a feature or something, and I'll draw a name and, hit you up. And that's what he did. Me and Hella hooked it up, and we did solid business. The only downside I would say, even though meeting him in person, it was nothing but good vibes and everything. The only downside, what I would say, was like the song took a minute to get back as far as the verse, from the homie. And then one of the only downsides I would say was it didn't work out as far we were supposed to do. I have a music video of that song that we did. He was supposed to do an appearance, but the only downside was COVID happened. When COVID happened, there was traveling restrictions in the beginning. COVID was crazy in the beginning. So because of that, it kind of ruined the chances of doing the appearance. We were going to meet up in Utah, and we were going to shoot the music video. We had I think we even had a date or a week planned for it, and it just didn't work out. And it's just one of those things, you can't get on the same schedule. So it just never happened. But, the homie, I think you'll be seeing something else from between me and him on a track. Yeah, from that unfinished business, you know what I mean? So shout out to Baby Gas. Definitely dope to see the homie, making moves as well. Um, let's see who else we got there. YBE. YBE, shout out YBE, aka Lil Yogi. I remember we chopped it up, at the show, after the show, and he had his manager with him at the time. I don't know if it's still the same manager, but you know what I mean? They showed a lot of love. I had already communicated about doing a feature with him, and I remember before he left, he missed his flight. I remember a quick little story. Yeah, he missed his flight. I had to go back and pick him up, take him back to the town, and then he had to wait for a later flight. I think it was like the next day, but you know, when that happened though, the homie was like, "Hey, make sure we hook up the homie." You know what I mean? Let's make sure we take care of him because he did me a solid. I want to make sure he gets taken care of, and let's get him a better rate. You know what I mean? That kind of business. So shout out to the homie YBE.
Yeah, so shout out to all the artists that I've ever worked with. You know what I mean? Sorry, I had to grab the other microphone. The other one died. I just bought these. That's why I haven't dropped any vlogs in a minute. You know what I mean? But shout out to all the artists that ever given me opportunity, being a part of my music, helping me get, you know what I mean? Letting me put your name on my song or whatever. The only thing I would say, me personally, is just a note for every artist is make sure that because it's an investment that someone else is taking in you, or you know what I mean. It's just one of those things. It's like try to help the other person grow. You know what I mean? That's my personal thing. Is I ask for compensation for my time, my effort, because I do take this music stuff very seriously, and I want to help everybody grow, right? Like that's just what kind of person I am. But you know what I mean? What I do promise, and anybody that does a collab with me, is I share it with my people as well, because there's enough recognition for everybody. There's enough pieces for everybody to get some. You know what I mean? I've never been one to keep it all for myself. I could never, because that'd be boring. You know what I mean? Like that saying says, it's lonely at the top. Kind of shit. It's just I'd rather have a lot of solid artists or dope artists with me up there. So when I do shows with other artists, give them tickets. They also can make money off of tickets. You know what I mean? It's not just, hey, you guys selling tickets for me and it's only going to benefit me. Like, nah, we all got to eat. We all, you know what I mean? I scratch your back, you scratch mine. So that's how I feel like collabs should be. So to every artist out there, just kind of keep that in mind. My personal opinion, these were just my opinions, my stories, my side, my, how do you say it? My experiences with all these artists. You know what I mean? Every artist, though, appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity for being a part of my music. But like I said, some of them, I think the big factor to a lot of the artists, you know, probably with the exception of Mr. Capone, with him always sharing, posting about us when we were doing our thing with the Camel Gang, and you know what I mean. Um, I would say is definitely look at it as someone's investing into you, so you should kind of just, I mean, all you got to do is click that share button. You ain't got to say nothing about the other artists, but them paying you and taking that time to invest in you and not anyone else at the moment. You know what I mean? Think about it. Like, you're helping that other person grow, because you never know, you because you shared it, someone else might be seeing it, and then it just might take off. That one song could really just take off. You know what I mean? Because I'm be hella honest. I feel like because of working with the homie Miss Capone, I feel like I have went into an international viewers, and you know, I'll always be thankful and appreciate that. So now, because I got those set of eyes, and because I got to meet a lot of people across, you know, different states, there a lot of them stayed loyal and they're still watching, they're still listening. So like I said, any artist out there, if someone's paying you or giving you that time, the effort to ask you for a feature, you know what I mean? Network, share it. You know what I mean? There's enough recognition for everybody. And you're helping another person grow. Because yeah, you know what I mean? It's not one of those. I know a lot of other artists look at it like, well, I worked hard to get my recognition. You did, right? Salute. But it's not that hard to just click that share button. You ain't even gotta say nothing about them. You know what I mean? But the fact that other people will see it, hey, they might learn to enjoy that other artist as well, and that'll help that person grow, and it'll also help that person, that artist, feel secure about investing into you. So I don't know. That's just my opinion, my feedback as well to every artist out there. So much love from your homeboy DRG. Other features working on this year. I'm not really rushing it. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of open to anything and everything that comes my way this year. So appreciate you guys watching and listening. Much love from your homeboy DRG.